Welcome to another enlightening edition of Walatu Walasa, your authoritative weekly labor digest program here on Clock TV, Beyond the Policy. This program provides the platform for conversations on labor, industry, and the world of work. I am your host, Edmond Akwe. You can watch Clock TV on all our social media handles, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and on channel 184 on Go TV. Today, we shift our focus from the public sector to the private sector, specifically one of the most influential industry associations shaping Ghana's food and beverage biota. The Food and Beverages Association of Ghana plays a critical role in our food supply chain, promoting fair trade, ensuring consumer protection, advocating for industry-friendly policies, and safeguarding the interests of producers, distributors, retailers, and consumers. Joining us for this important conversation is a seasoned industry practitioner with over 3 decades of experience in sales management, food safety, brand development, and quality assurance. Our guest has worked with major multinational and local companies across the food and beverage value chain. Currently, he serves as the Executive Secretary of the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana. He is Mr. Samuel Atu Agri. Yeah. Sir, you are most welcome to Walatu Walasa. Great. How are you doing?
We thank God.
Very well. How are your team members? How is everybody doing? Your executives?
Executive is doing well.
More especially the members that are under your association. How are they doing, sir?
They are doing well. And what we expect as business people, they want to see more development and progress of their jobs. Mm-hmm. So we look forward that going forward to the year 2026, we'll see something more positive.
Very well. We should always be positive in our thinking. Now, the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, otherwise Fabag. Yeah. Tell us about Fabag. What led to the establishment or formation of Fabag in itself?
Okay. Fabag was established in the year 2003. 2003.
2003, quite recently.
We had a coalition of other businesses coming together to discuss, because then there was serious issues that were coming up, and therefore we saw the need to come together. And then because then businesses were on their own, fragmented, and we realized that if we don't come together, there's going to be a problem. So in the year 2003, that meeting was called by the late Mr. Figali. May his soul rest in perfect peace.
Very well.
And then he rallied other businesses together, coming together to discuss why we need to come together.
Great.
And therefore, whatever that it takes for the businesses to stand together, we have to do it to make sure that certain aspects of government policies, which is militating against the industry, will be looked at. So that was how come the association was formed. So it was basically formed as a force of reckoning with the other institutions.
Stakeholders.
Stakeholders that comes alive. Yeah. So the aim was to at least try and get government in line with some of the issues that we think affect businesses.
So you identify certain gaps and realize that when you come together as an association, you'll be able to fill in those gaps. So let me ask you, who is a member of Fabag?
For now, I can give you key members like Coca-Cola, Trillium, Casaprec, Maxmart, Melcom, Marina Moore, and a few others that also come within the industrial space. So all of these multinationals that we see are part of the association, and therefore we also have those within the small scale sector.
Small scale, yes.
That are also coming, and then other ventures that want to be part of the association, they also fall in certain lines. So The association itself now is based on, because 2003 when it was formed, later it became like a charity organization and all that. So in the year 2007, when we picked up, when I assumed the general secretary position, we realized we need to really bring the association to where it belongs, and then put together certain instruments that will make the association run. So we recalibrated ourselves that the pillars that we really positioned the association was the importers, the manufacturers, the retailers of the big shopping malls, and then also those who do bulk imports. Yeah. So that is how the foundation of the association coming forward from 2007.
Great. So it means that Fabag in itself looks at our food and beverage supply.
Yeah, supply.
So taking into consideration the importers who import those food and beverages. Now we have local industries that are also producing food and beverages that are also part of your association. Now when I look at your website, I can see Westco Investment. You have Sigma. Westco Investments.
Yes.
They are part of your association. Okay. Syria Investment Company.
Yes.
Great. Then we have, I think, Thai Tapik Fruit Juice Company.
Yeah.
I can see a number of fruits there. We have Maxima Shopping Center. We have Mesco. Then you have Voltic.
Yeah, we have Voltic.
Great. We have
Lochem.
Trillium Industry. We have Kuala Supermarket as well, Ulam Ghana. Well, you can see that it's made up of almost all the big industries that supply us food and beverages within our country. Now, let's look at your mandate in general as an association. What is your main core mandate? And you can add in addition your future, have your vision.
Yeah. As I said, as on the premise that the association was formed, now what we look at is being a business person. It's very difficult for you to go and dialogue with government one-on-one. Yes. Government cannot say, pick up a business and then set up a policy for it. So whatever policy that government puts up embodies everyone. So we look at the sector that you fall in, and then we look at the kind of policy that is coming in, and then what really that policy will mean to the industrial sector or to the retail market or to the import sector. So we look at all these things, and then we take up or pick up other information, and then we meet government and then discuss on behalf of the sectors. So that at least where possible, government will see eye to eye with us, and then some of them amend the kind of policy that they want to bring, or sometimes even call it off completely. Yeah. So if a policy is coming and it will not inure to the benefit of the industry, then all that we have to do is to get government's attention to it, and then also play the advocacy role to make sure that that policy really does not see the day of light. So if we allow it to happen, then that is how, because as business people, it's only when we stand united that we can push some of these agendas forward. But if we are fragmented, it means that everybody will have to go on their own to decide. Government doesn't work like that. They listen to the associations and all that. So sometimes when you want to put across a message, they tell you, look, we'll listen to the association, but more. So therefore, come together and then let us talk. So it's easy to mobilize all these members together and then go to government and discuss. Sometimes not all of us will go, but the leadership will go and then discuss whatever has to be discussed. And then come. So that is how the association, but be it an association, it doesn't mean that everybody falls within that premise. Because it's a freedom of association. So those who want to join, they join. And sometimes you'll be surprised to hear people ask, we really want to join the association. How do we join? And the association itself is not something that our doors are open, but sometimes we're also very careful who comes on board.
Very well. I was going to ask who qualifies to be a member.
Yes. So one who has to be a member, we check whether your taxes, you're up to with it.
You
pay taxes.
You pay your taxes,
The kind of relationship that you have with your employees, employers, the number of staff that you have, what role you play within the sector,
all right.
what you bring in, do you do fair trade, or you are in to sabotage other businesses and all that. So we look at all this. So one may apply to be a member. It will take a very long time before you bring you on board.
Because all these
we need to investigate all these things and then we look at it. And sometimes most of these multinationals who comes into the country to do their businesses, we are that what they apply in, they have other ad hoc businesses that they do, which does not any benefit to the country.
To the country, yes.
So with that one, as an association, will you harbor such an institution or such a business person? So we don't.
You don't. Of course, you don't have to.
We are very careful who joins the association. Yes. And the main mantra is also to help the local indigenous businesses also to grow. So if you look at the association as it is, we trade among ourselves. And then people also work. And very often, we've been working with FDA, Ghana Standard Authority, and all that. Because FDA, we have a lot in common that we have to champion to ensure that all these people within the food sector and beverage area are able to at least comply with some of the things that they have to
go through from the FDA certification.
So some of them, they really consult. We discuss some of these issues and then or issues that they think will come on board in future. They start early. We make our input and where we think we need to address some of the issues, we do that. So by the time the program or the policy set takes off, we realize that a lot of consultation has been done. So that is where we fall in. We come in when the need arises to make sure that at the end of it, everybody becomes a winner.
Very well. I think that's quite interesting. So now you're talking about FDA. You work hand in hand with FDA. You also work hand in hand with standard boards. Yes, to ensure that products that we consume pass through the right certification for consumption. I can see it means that basically you do a lot of industry advocacy as well.
We'll do that.
Yes.
We'll do that because, as I said, we need to check the background because sometimes you need to put something on the market. Is it a product that will be accepted? How does the product benefit society? Has it been registered? Do you conform to the standards that is being required of you? Likewise, what you even import into the country. So we look at all this background and ensure that whatever that we champion as an industry really conform to the standards that all the agencies will approve. Because some of them may go through the CSIR, they go through the Standard Authority, they go through the Food and Drugs Authority. So if you are putting your product on the market, have you really met this
all these certification requirements
that is required of you? So we urge everyone to do that, especially the imports. Because as for the local, they are able to monitor, but the imports, you need to put the product through the rigorous registration before it comes onto the market. For the consumers to have
quality food,
confident that the product has gone through the regulator and it's been approved. So all these things we do check, and also we ensure that FDA also take up their mandate and ensure that those products are registered for the good of the public.
Nice one. Now, let's look at your association, the scope of your association. Yes, we are in Accra. In Ghana, it's quite wide. We have 16 regions. How is your scope like?
Well, for now, we are based in Accra.
Yes.
But we have other members across the country. But we don't have regional offices scattered across. So what we do is that the nature of the job itself, as it is, for now, we have not seen the need to put up other regional offices, but it's part of our near future programs that we'll do to ensure that those within that enclave will really be mobilized and then look at the needs that they have. Because sometimes the association itself may not be able to assist in whatever, but we can be a medium to link you up to other organizations that can assist in promoting your business and also developing the brands or whatever that you want to do as a producer. So that link is there. And therefore, when we get to the other places, that is what we'll be looking at. Because for now, we operate from Accra. And then the other regions.
Reach out to the other regions. Because there's manufacturing and other food production going on in other regions. And there are small-scale industries, factories. In recent times, we have people doing their own sobolo, people doing their own tiger nut juice.
So you see, it depends on.
Do they come forward to register, or
it's not everyone?
Or do you look for them?
Fall under, because some of them they will call. We want to be part of you.
Okay.
So we look at what you do and the strength. So we look at which other association that really mobilizes such businesses and all that. So we recommend you.
Yes.
It's not about just becoming or being part of the numbers.
Yeah.
We really don't do that.
Yeah.
So for me, when they call, I ask the kind of business you do, which region you are coming from, and all that, the capacity. So we look at that and then we tell you, it's better for you to join this association because there they mobilize such businesses and then we also support in a way.
Yeah.
So when they do that mobilization, they go through what we call sourcing for other funds to help them train and all that and expand. But we realize that perhaps what we need to do is to create that ambience for such producers.
To come on board.
We have something that we call the small-scale enclave within the association, where we can put such businesses in there for them to be able to at least go through the capacity building, sourcing for from other agencies like the GIZ, the USAID, and other organizations, for them to be able to help, where we can really monitor exactly what they do. So if you look at other organizations like the AGI,
that is Association for Ghana Industries.
For Ghana Industries and all that.
They are partners, I believe.
Yeah. For them, they are able to at least mobilize, because if you look at the number of years they've been on the ground, they are very strong on the ground, and they're also doing very well in this area. So sometimes we look at it and we look at our strengths. Do we bring you in, and what can we do for you? If we cannot, then it's better we ask you to be part of this organization where they will be able to assist you in certain areas and do that. But now, thank God, we are trying to put up that capacity, and then we will be able to offer such services going forward. So within the scope, we have members, or let me say, for us, within that scope of the food and beverage, everybody is a member. Myself, whatever offer that you give, sometimes we do that on pro bono. So we have seasoned ex-employees or those who have passed through other
who have much experience.
They come in and also assist in whatever we do.
Great.
So we have people coming from the Ghana Standard Authority, from the FDA, and sometimes from the agri sector, giving us advice on what to do, and also if there's any other training that we need to offer,
you just
mobilize and then we do it free of charge.
Let's look at numbers. So in totality, give us a rough figure as to, under your association, the number of businesses that we'll find.
We are around 140 or 150
thereabouts.
members.
Okay, so it's all about food and beverages. So what are some of the, you've already mentioned them, like ensuring that the certification processes are followed. What are some of the required certification process that a food producing industry, like producing, let's say, a drink, what are some of the steps that that particular industry must take to ensure that the product that comes out is of the right quality?
Yeah. You see,
let's take it from
what we find ourselves in now. A lot of people would want to produce from home.
Yes.
That is what we call the cottage industry. But before you do that, because let me say, those within the industrial sector, proper industrial sector, for them, we know the regulations that we have to go through. So all these things are put in place before the regulator will come in and inspect.
Yes.
And then if they confirm there's any advice that they have to give. But let me dwell on those within the home or the small cottage industries that we have. If you want to produce anything, once you conceive that concept of producing whatever, you look at the ambience where you want to produce the product, the things that you need, the labeling aspect, how you want it to be. You go and do the design. And then once you get that, then you also have to look at the product that I want to put in this brand. How do I do it?
Yes.
And how much
is it the packaging?
The packaging comes with the
labeling.
Branding.
Okay,
the labeling, the bottling, the design and everything. That is the branding. Okay. Then you look at what must go in there. So if it's, for instance, the fruit juice that you need to produce, you don't just go out there and pick up any fruits. Okay. And then because the fruit is cheap, it's getting rotten, so I need to use it for drinks for consumption. No. You pick up the best of the fruits.
Okay, the quality fruits.
Yes, the quality, the best of the
not the rotten ones.
Not the rotten ones. Then you come home. The setup itself, because FDA, for instance, that is where we all draw our experience from. Yeah. And what we need to do, what has to be done, that is where they will come in. So the things that they will tell you, that is what we advise you on to do. So where you produce the product, how the setup must look like. It must be an area where you don't have things like the flies coming in. Yeah. So you need to cordon off the place properly. The first thing that you do is to have your, what we call the food vendor certificate. Okay? It's a basic medical requirement that normally you get through your metropolitan authorities. Yeah. So whoever that you want them to assist in doing whatever you want to produce must go through that. And once you have that, then you can start your production. Where you know you are going to source all your product from. By sourcing them, you need to put the records down. Yeah. How you process your fruits, you need to also document it. Yeah. And then from that process, it goes through where you call the either the grinding or you want to mill it to get the juicy part of it. Now you get the juicy part, it's not straight going into the bottle. The reason is that once you put it in the bottle in that stage, in the next 3 days, this product develops acidic content, then you see your bottles be there and then it will start blowing up. Yes, I think so you don't do that. Yeah. Once you do that, the best you can do is also take your sample, go to FDA. Not FDA. FDA will not do it for you. You go to CSIR, Standard Authority, or any other laboratory that also do food analysis. So they do it for you, and then they know what you have to go through. Yeah. Sometimes they produce for you, or they go through the process and tell you you can produce and preserve your product for the next 3 months. If you want it to go beyond that, they also will have to tell you what you have to do. So they take you through proper training. Understand? Yes. So once the lab report comes, then you are good to go. Then you have to go to FDA. Okay? Now FDA comes, they look at the structure, the things that the basic medical report, food vendor certificate that you need to acquire. The reason is we don't want you to pass on any other thing or disease that you have to the next consumer. So when you go and you have a problem, they will advise and treat you before you can go on. Because when you don't do that, simple, or let me say basic sicknesses that comes around, like
humans,
worms, you having TB, tuberculosis, having other medical conditions that can easily be passed on to the other person, will be there. But once you go through them, they'll be able to know this person is okay for whatever they are going to do. The FDA comes in, they check all these things just to make sure that the product that you are producing will be safe for the next person.
Which is very, very important. Okay, we'll go for a break. I think your submission is becoming much more interesting. We'll go for a break, and when we come back, we'll touch a little bit on those compliance levels. Then now we can move into what Fabag, Food and Beverages Association, actually does when it comes to ensuring that policy on our food, industry is well formulated. We'll be right back.
Walatu, Walasa, Nadia Wonso, Ayua, Semikra, Mambo, Nadia Wonso, Ayua, yeah.
I agree. Before we went on the break, you were giving us the various levels of compliance. I want you to complete on that for the industry to come out with a product.
Yeah. So once FDA comes into your premises and they look at all that, this is about the small scale or the cottage industry aspect of it. So they look at all that, your storage facility, the product that you produce, what standard has it gone through. So they look at all these things before.
Yes.
Now when the product gets there, it's because you are now coming in as a new business person or within the cottage space or small scale industry.
Very well.
They would then have to take you through what you need to do to ensure that you attain the full compliance of the product.
The product.
So once they do that, approval is given. The product is given a unique number that is assigned to your product and your business. So that number is not transferable. Okay. But what we do is that sometimes all of us, very often, we don't go to FDA. We just produce and we put on the market, and you see them selling on the street.
Various kinds of juice.
But before you can put your product in a very good retail space, that is in the supermarkets or any other market that you
well-recognized supermarkets,
you need to go through all this process and get it done. Registering your product will not cost you more than 500 cedis. You see, all the things that you have to go through will not cost you more than 500 cedis.
And I think it gives you some premium.
Yeah, because when it's a small scale, what they do is that they give you a price, especially if it's a made in Ghana product that you have been coming up with. So they take you through, and they also help you to get your setup properly done. It's all in the interest of the consumer.
Very well.
Otherwise, you go and buy something on the market, you go and eat, and then you say, I'm having a problem
for
ask, but FDA didn't do anything about it.
Yet it didn't go through FDA.
Because it didn't go through the process. And most importantly, once your product goes through the process, it does not end there. For you to have a continuous product, then you have to follow the same chain of production. This will allow you to have a consistency of your product. The quality of that product will remain. It shouldn't be that you produce today is sweet, tomorrow you produce and it's sour. You see, you need to maintain the same quality.
The same taste.
That same process. You see. So it's very important. Otherwise, what we consume will become a big problem for us, the consumers. So they are there to watch what we can see. You see, and it will shock you that when you put your product on the market and they tell you this product we saw ABCD, then whatever they have found in that product is true. And when they tell you that certain products that we see in the market or we find in the market has ABC contamination, but sometimes there's nothing that they can do to remove all the products. But then they come and tell you this product has to be removed.
It has to be withdrawn from the market.
It has been withdrawn from the market. Things that has gone through the process of registration. You see, because you have your batch code on it, your date should be there.
Yes.
But you see, sometimes in a festive season like this, you have unscrupulous people putting certain products on the market, which are meant to be expired in a month ago.
In the month's time.
No, a month ago.
So like, let's say they
They
expired last month. You have to bring it to the market.
You bring it back in the market by changing the date and all that. So if you are not vigilant,
yes,
festive seasons like this,
you
go
might
and buy
consume a lot of expired products.
And you say the regulator didn't do their job. They do their job. But you too must be very watchful what you buy. So once they put these things on the market, sometimes you will hear, don't go me, don't go me, don't go me.
Yeah.
Why is it don't go me? Something that might be sold for 20 cedis is being sold for 5 cedis.
The price
What
has
should be
been
the
reduced
reason for them to sell it that way? Is it that the person has more stock that they cannot sell? And even that one, if you're an importer and you want to do don't go me, you let the regulator know. That's one aspect of it. But we don't do that. They should know and find out why you want to reduce your product to sell.
So they reduce to clear.
You see, so when it's reduced to clear, there's nothing wrong. But they need to know. Once
the reasons behind.
Then they certify that, yes, we have given you authority to sell your product at this price. So you sell, and that is the end. If anybody goes to buy and come and tell you, this is the problem I'm facing with this product, the regulator didn't check. They can guarantee that, look, we checked the product, and the safety of that product was good. Some product may be expired today. Today, I'm talking to you. But when you let the regulator know, the manufacturer can tell you, you can extend the product for the next 3 months or even 6 months, and it's still safe to consume. That you need the regulator to come and check for you. So that they can tell and certify that yes, truly, we have gone through with the manufacturer. We've also tested the product. It can withstand that 6-month grace period. So therefore, you can change the date or change the label and then put it on the market. With this one, they have given their signature. So they know and they can monitor. But if you go beyond the time that they have given you and you are still selling at a different date, then they have a lot to do with you.
It means that you are flouting the law.
So in the issue of trade and then product production and the quality assurances, there's a lot that goes in. So all the agencies that are responsible can do that. But the one that has been given the mandate by the Ministry of Health is the Food and Drugs Authority.
Food and Drugs Authority.
Sometimes they're mistaking the Fabag Food and Beverage Association to be
FDA.
And I tell them, no, we are not FDA.
Yeah, not FDA.
We
you have the industries under you, and you ensure that they go through the correct guidance and procedure for compliance to ensure that the product that comes out are good enough for us to consume. Now, viewers, one thing we want to put across, I think Mr. Sabwa Agri has already mentioned, is that when you go to the market this festive season, be careful of what you buy, more especially when it comes to consumables like food and beverages. Watch the expiring dates so that you know that you are buying the correct product. Now, Fabag, we believe you deal with a lot when it comes to goods and services on a more especially on the beverage side and food side on our markets. It means that you have influence when it comes to pricing of these food and beverages. Tell us how Fabag is able to add their voice when it comes to pricing of some of these food.
Thank you very much. Recently, you heard on the news.
You're always on the news, as in Fabag. You are always doing something. I think that's quite good.
The city has gained its strength. The value of the city has become very composite, and therefore we need to
reduce the prices of goods and services. Is that not the situation?
You see, that is the situation. But then something called for something. There will be no action without any reaction.
Yes.
You understand? So whatever be the reactions, definitely there should be a solution to it. When the conversation started, the city was coming down. It takes the stability of the city. The city could be 20 cities. But for how long can it be 20 cities for us to be able to plan around it? You need a city or a currency that is robust, very stabilized, and therefore businesses can plan around it. You see?
Yes, sir.
So when people are pricing out of the market, we have to look at so many variables. What really will determine the cost of that product? So first, if you're a producer and you're having a big company like Coca-Cola, Trillium, and all that,
Yes.
you look at the capacity that you have, the kind of people that you have in place, that you are paying them, what go into the production. The water we drink from these beverage industries
Yes.
should even cost us at least, at best, 1 cedi. But today, the retail market is selling for 4 cedis.
Yes.
Why? The production itself becomes a problem. The inputs, the value of the cedi, the cost of fuel in the market, the import regime, the kind of taxes that you have in place. So all these 4 things
Yes.
will play in the costs that you have. And then you also look at the kind of profit that, or the percentage of profit that you want to make. And very often, producing at a higher rate,
Yes.
selling in volumes,
Cuts down cost.
yeah, selling in volumes or producing and selling in volumes will give you a higher turnover.
Oh.
And then you make, even if your profit is smaller, you're able to make it the way it's supposed to be. But as a business person within the industrial sector,
Yes.
you want to produce, let your business run, and then expand your business. You see, so once you do that, then you know my business is growing.
Yes.
So all the things that we say is that government must allow certain policies that will grow businesses. So in the past regime, between 2019 to, or let me say 2018 up to 2024, we went through a lot. Businesses lost most of their investment to the rising cost of the cedi, high inflation, the cost of imports, and then the taxes that were imposed on businesses.
Yeah.
You see, so someone who does production will look at all these things, and then, but those that we say multinationals, the reason why most of these companies could not fold up and just leave
Yes.
is because they are looking at the investment up on the ground.
On the ground.
So those who cannot, they look at the more favorable environment
And they
within the sub-region and then push their part of their industry, produce from there, relocate, produce from there, and then
Come and sell down
send
there.
into the country, because electricity is one of the problems
Which might be cheaper in the new location.
in the new location. Here, our cost of energy is almost about 4 times across
The
the
sub-region.
sub-region. So we produce at a higher cost. Our taxes are high. Our import regime very high. That was what we went through in that,
For the past 4
8
years
or 7
8
years
back.
that we had. So if you take a country like Nigeria, for instance, it's about 2 countries away from Ghana,
Yes.
or 3 or 2
I
countries
think
away.
you go through Togo,
Togo,
Benin, that is
and
by
then
land,
Nigeria.
Togo,
So 2
Benin,
countries
and
away
yes,
from.
yeah, 2 countries.
So whatever you bring in by road will take you multiple hours for it to get here.
Yeah.
The costs over there, you need to consider that. The duty that you pay, you will need to consider that. Now, when you bring anything across West Africa,
Yes.
you pay only 10%. When Nigeria is producing, they produce 3 times cheaper than in Ghana
Because of the quantity.
because of the cost of energy.
Cost. Okay.
So it makes their product 3 times cheaper than what we produce here. And most of the industries that we have here, when you go to Nigeria, you find them. So why is it that people will go to Nigeria to bring the same thing that are being produced in this country,
From Nigeria down.
from Nigeria to Ghana? And yes, the one they bring, they sell far cheaper than what
And they can still make
they
some
make the
profit.
profit. But so when they bring in and they look at the price, the retail price will only be equalized to the one that is being produced in Ghana. So they make a huge profit. It's good. That's why we are.
How
we
about
want to make-
product quality?
About product quality, yes, but Ghana now, I can tell you, the things that we produce in West Africa, Ghana is the number 1 in terms of the things that we go through, checking the quality of the product
Yes.
and all that. Ghana is top notch.
Yeah.
You understand? Other countries come here to learn from us. You see, our team from FDA, they go
And
and
teach,
check.
yeah.
Whatever that you bring in, don't think it has come just for you to sell.
For use.
They go behind it and check even where the product is being produced on the other side.
Yeah.
But when you allow parallel import, where you don't check what you are producing in the country and then what is coming in from the other countries, if the same thing that is being produced here, you have to block what is coming in.
Yeah. So that it will not create competitive
Advantage or disadvantage for your local industries. But here, we say West African
sub-region,
sub-regions, we want to become one country, and therefore we allow these things to come in. So when you bring a bottle of malt, the canned malt, for instance, that you see, when you bring it from Nigeria, your cost is around 7 cedis, 50 pesos. Now that the city has appreciated, it makes it even more cheaper. You understand?
Yes.
So when Guinness Ghana is producing at 12 cedis per can, and then you are bringing from Nigeria with all the transportation, the cost, what you have to pay customs underground, what you have to pay legally by 10% or the taxes that you need to pay, excise duties that you need to pay. Yes, still, you are about 30% cheaper
than the product that is produced in Ghana. So it means that one thing that is contributing to the high cost has to do with electricity.
Then if you look at the import duties, we used to have a benchmark value. What is benchmark value? There are certain things that attract benchmark value. Things that you bring and they produce here, they said, we are bringing foreign products. So they would give you a benchmark. If you bring in biscuit, if you bring in drinks, for instance, or beverage, and it's coming outside West Africa or outside Africa, they term it to be a foreign product. Now, the import duty, if I brought in the product for $1, government will take that product and sell it back to me $2 and then apply the duty.
So
now, even applying the duty, you realize that we have something we call the cascading effect. So each product that you bring in, at every stage in the calculation of custom duty, if this thing is 5 cedis, you pay. They will add the VAT on it. They will add what we call network charges. They will add whatever levy they need to add. And then they move from there to another stage. When they do the calculation, they add another VAT. They do the calculation to the third stage, they add another VAT. So how many times have you paid the VAT? 3 times or 4 times.
Duplication
on
of
the same
taxes.
product. Now, when it moves from your end, from the port to your warehouse, you also have to go and calculate warehouse on it. VAT on it. And then when I'm a distributor who wants to sell from you, the importer, I buy and send it to my warehouse.
You also
add
go and
another
pay
VAT.
tax.
And then when it goes into the retail space, that man who is selling
would also add
within the supermarket would then also have to charge another VAT. So multiplicity of taxes on the same product. So for us, within the food and beverage sector, we say, look, this is not the way to go. We have been saying this over years. It took this current minister to acknowledge that, yes, the taxes that we pay are cascading taxes.
And they are too much.
And therefore, we need to look at how we can rationalize it to make it cheaper or have it
in the whole
for everybody to be able to pay the same. So that is where we are now. We are waiting to see what will happen. But what we need to do is to look at the kind of benchmark value that we have. If benchmark value goes down even 30%, I'm telling you, tomorrow when you go to the market, you see the cost of product go down 30%.
Are we going to see it?
You will see it. You will see it the next day. I'm telling you.
Because what we know, is that in Ghana, prices of goods and services, once we are in your field, prices for food and beverages are determined by the market or the retailer.
Yes.
That
has been the you see, once upon a time, every day when you go to the market, the cost of goods can change 3 times in a day.
Yes.
Especially in this Christmas.
Yeah.
People are reducing, but nobody is buying.
Right.
But some time back, the price keep on increasing.
Yet
yesterday
people
we
are
can't find
rushing
them
to buy.
Why would it happen? Now we have the product available, so everybody is relaxed. But before, you won't find them. You will go and you have to pay the higher price before you can get whatever product that you are buying. You see, so for us, we say, the question was, what role do you play?
What role do you play?
We influence. That is the advocacy.
The advocacy level.
We influence on them, or we impress on these importers where we have direct link with them. So when your city is stable, they also look at the city is stable, because the competition out there, they are members, but the competition within, you will not let somebody reduce their product by 10 cedis, and you remain 10 cedis more expensive. So once I bring it down to 10 cedis, it lies on me to also look at my cost again and then
also
bring it
reduce
down.
it.
So once the city appreciates, that one will also appreciates the way it's supposed to be. When it becomes stable, things can then come down. But you see, when you are doing your costs and you are not sure of what will happen
tomorrow,
because your city can move from 11 cedi 40 pesos today
in 24 hours,
go to 12 cities, and the next 2 days you hear the city is gone to 14 cities. How do you plan?
So it's not that stable.
Then when you are going to cost your product, what you have to do between now and then, you have to factor in that losses,
those losses
that you are anticipating. If it's 5 cities or 10 cities, you need to add it to the cost today, so that when the city depreciates, you don't go down. You understand? That is how come the fluctuation of costs keep on changing. But now you can see and we can feel that the thing has come down. If for anything at all, we can work around 12 cities, and it will be there. Because when you go in to buy your CD, you will not get it more than 12 cities. 12 cities, The cost of duty calculation will not be more than above 12 cities. So you are within that persuasive. So you can play around it, and then your product will be stable.
So your submission is at a higher side. Higher side. In fact, let's look at the common market, whereby a product of the same quality is being sold in this shop. Ghanaians are really worried about that. It's being sold in this shop for, let's say, 10 cedis. You move 5 steps to another shop, the same product is being sold for 15 cedis. Who determined that particular price at that moment?
You see, sometimes it goes on demand factor.
Okay.
And then sometimes the kind of profit that we want to make. When we had this issue of price reduction, I bought this thing at 16 cedis. And today the CD is 12 cedis. I cleared mine at 12 cedis. You cleared yours at 16 cedis. Now when I come, I cannot sell at your 16 cedis. I will sell at my 12 cedis. You understand? So you that bought yours at 16, it will be very difficult for you to bring it down to my cost. And therefore, if even I have to reduce, then I have to go and look at prices that are a bit cheaper. So that I can infuse it and then gradually bring it down. So by the time you are determining the price, how your price should come down, at 16 cities, bringing it down, I'm far gone. I've sold mine. So therefore, either you decide to cut your price according to my price and then make that losses for now.
And sell your products. So that the products can move.
The product can move. Because the product is not a product that you can keep for the next 2 years.
It has
an expiry date on it. So you cannot keep it. So you need to work around it and make sure that you are selling. So sometimes it's not the making of the retailer, but sometimes it's also greed. People, or greed, that will make people sell at a higher price.
And I think
because in this country, we don't have the price control regime. It's most unfortunate. But if we can control that, then it will mean our port is somewhere we need to start from. Because if everything is coming in at 10%, we know it's 10%. Your profit margin, government tells you, your taxes are lowered. Because I don't want you to put so much margin that will bring burden on my citizens. So therefore, your cost, your margin should not be more
within
than
this limit.
10%.
Yes.
So from the port 10%, and then your cost 10%. That 10% can accommodate all the taxes.
Yes.
That is what it means. So therefore, whatever tax that government is taking from you, maybe 6%.
Yes.
So you make that 4% to run your overheads and other things. So we can say that the price is at 20%.
Which cuts
so
across
wherever
board.
you go is the same.
Cuts across
But
board.
unfortunately, no. Our game changing factor
has
is
been
within how
the
trade
problem.
also commit within this area. So sometimes is the situation that really determines as to how you want to sell.
Uncertainties in prices very, very difficult to control. Now, we have touched on industry and advocacy. You have also touched on consumer protection and public education, whereby you ask, Ghanaians to watch out for the products they are buying, the expiring date, and its quality. Now, we'll take a break, and when we come back, you made a certain demands on the 2026 budget. We'll come back, we'll take those demands in bits, and we'll talk about it. We'll be right back.
Walatu walasa, yadi awonso, ayu ohuna miriso mikra, mambo yadi awonso, ayu yeah.
Welcome back, viewers. And we are here with Mr. Samuel Ato Agri from the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana. He is the Executive Secretary. Now, Mr. Agri, the 2026 budget, okay, you've made certain demands, otherwise expectations from government that you expect to see the budget addressed. Now, let's pick them one by one from what I have here on my PC. The first one is reduction in nuisance taxes. Tell us about it.
Now, when we talk about nuisance taxes, there are taxes that we see them to be irrelevant
Okay.
in our day-to-day affairs, and therefore we need to remove them so that things can be cheaper than they're supposed to be. Some of them being the kind of taxes that are imposed on us. The previous administration brought about something we call sustainability bill or tax.
Yes.
That you, after paying all your taxes and paying your profit, they still have to look at how much you have left, and then they impose another 25% tax on that. Again, then you pay to government. For us, excuse me, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So these are some of the things that must go.
The nuisance tax.
You take your imports bill. You have as much as 21 different levies and taxes on one item.
Right.
So we can bring it down to about 5 or 10. The most relevant ones, we have to let them stay, and then we look at them. Something like network charges, presidential special tax. We don't know where this money goes to.
Oh, there's something like presidential special tax.
2% that we pay. The levy at the ports where they said the ECOWAS levy, AU levy, and all that. We pay. Other countries within the AU, they don't pay. So why?
Why do we still pay?
So have to pay. It has to go up the bill. Because it is some of the taxes that are creating a lot of problem for us.
Yes.
Then we look at the industrial sector. When you produce and you are paying your taxes, your calculations ends up almost about 64, 65%.
Okay.
So am I working for government? No, bring it down so that industry can produce and make more profits. They can expand their businesses. You look at the ECOWAS terrain.
Yes.
What comes in? They said 10% ECOWAS tax.
Yeah.
Whatever is produced within the ECOWAS, that's the harmonized code, the tax that we have to pay. It's okay. So Ghana must also follow suit. Unfortunately, ours is between even as much as 45 or 65% in terms of duty that you have to pay. So that is quite high.
It's quite
So we need to bring it down So if we say we want to bring harmonization to West African ecosystem,
Countries.
then what we need to do is to have a common rate, a common
That cuts across.
tax across. But there's something that we call the World Trade Agreement. And then every country has a right, or the Codex, something that within the Codex regime, every country has the right to formulate policies that is best to your country. So whatever tax that you impose on your people, make sure that that tax will not impoverish the
Your
people.
citizens.
You understand? You need to make that money, but make sure that the people will not become poorer.
Yeah.
In our case, that is how it is. So we need to take some of the taxes out.
So would we say that the budget has been read, the 2026 budget has been read? Has it addressed that particular
Yes, for
reduction in
me,
use and
partially,
taxes?
it has.
That's okay.
It has not addressed the issue fully because those that used to pay the 21% are now going to pay 20%. The COVID tax is no more.
The COVID tax has been
It has
taken
been
off.
removed.
Yes.
This is what we have fought. It shouldn't have come or even
In
mentioned
the first place.
So it's a big shame that we brought it on board onto our people. That one is gone. That's also going to give you some relief in that area. Then we look at the actual taxes, which has not been mentioned at all. Then we look at the benchmark value at the port that we said it has to be reduced. If it can be removed,
I can see
it should be reduced drastically. Because that is the only way. Because you see, the imposition of some of these things in the previous regime that brought about the high costs in the city and doing business, and then the cost of product, the high inflation. Those things has not been removed. The only thing that we find solace in is the city becoming strong.
stabilized. Okay.
You understand? Okay. So the actual problems, they are still there. So until we address those issues, the city that becomes robust will mean nothing to us. Inflation that will become 6% or even 5%,
will still
2%,
be insignificant.
And then the cost of borrowing, we need to look at that. Because you see, recently we hear the PRC imposing another 19% and 9.8% in terms of energy cost. Come January 1st, we are going to pay that. But ask yourself, your salary, has it been changed? You understand? Because anytime they increase, the salary stands the same. So if you look at the time that at the previous regime, in 2 years, the cost of energy went up as much as 58%. How much was the increment of the worker? That they increased energy to 58% within 2 years. Now we have started again. Now, if you look at what has been added on from March up to this year, up to December coming this year, it's almost about 18 or 21%.
Very well.
You understand? But the salary still remains like that. That is why public sector workers will come up and say, look, if you don't give us an increment, we will strike, we'll do that. So we should look at all these things, because the sector that is doing or imposing this burden on us, they can do what they have to do, but they are not doing it. And we've heard about the way they've mismanaged the place, the high cost of waste that is going on. If they bring all these things down, they can't. So we need to demand. Unfortunately for us, we have imposition of 1 cedi per liter energy sector recovery levy. 1 cedi per liter. That means that every gallon that you buy, you pay 4 cedis, 50 pesos. So just imagine how many millions of liters that has come into this country. So that money is readily available, that they can use that one to augment anything that ECG need to do, rather than passing on the cost to us.
Well. I can see certain taxes quite interesting, container fumigation fees and environmental exercise.
The container fumigation fee that you mentioned, for me, if there's any policy that the previous administration brought on board.
Yeah.
Then it should be this one, which is very good, that they did the right thing.
Okay.
That is one good policy that they brought about.
Right.
Why? Because, you see, when you travel around the world,
Yes.
wherever that you go, there are precautions
Yeah.
that they take. And failure to do that was what brought about the COVID. And we saw the need to bring this thing on board.
Yes.
Initially, when this thing was coming, we were fighting against it. We said, no, it can't happen.
Yes.
But it got to a point we realized that, look,
It's-
it was good that it came. It's because when you engage stakeholders to understand exactly what you mean,
yeah.
then it becomes easier for certain things to be done.
No.
But where you try to negate and then you push your way or force your policy through, then they will fight that policy anytime that it rears its head. Because you remember one time this Katie Hammond, the trade minister,
Yes.
he wanted to impose whatever that you import, you need to come and get permits from a minister
yes.
before. And we fought against it, they withdrew.
Yeah.
You understand? These are some of the things that if you are not careful and you allow them to come in, some of them you see it to be more wise to let it happen. Some of them, when you go through it, you realize
It's a non-starter.
it's a non-starter at all.
Great. So your expectation, you've spoken about the reduction in nuisance tax. I think you also called for foreign exchange stability and inflation management. You've really touched on those areas through your submission. So I'll move forward. Now let's look at support for local manufacturing and value addition. What do you mean by that?
Now, if you hear the government say 24-hour economy, what was the mantra?
I was
It's
hinting.
agro-processing. You understand?
Yes.
And we are going to use machines and energy to drive this country forward. It's the machines. Without the machines, there's nothing that we can do. Without the agricultural produce, there's nothing that we can do. So, as we are envisaging that the country should thrive on production, what will drive that production is the cost of energy. So let the energy costs come down so that our industries can produce. The value addition stems from the agro area,
Yes.
where we can turn around the agricultural produce into
Finished product.
finished product and then keep them on the shelf, export
Yes.
some the way it's supposed to be.
Yes.
Because very often, the agro product that we have then, some of them
Yes.
goes bad. Why should it be so? Because they will tell you there's a glut, nobody's
preserve
buying
it.
But you look at the price. Something like rice, for instance. Rice is a major factor because we import a lot.
Yes.
You understand? But there is a mechanism that we can put in place to check the import of rice and then increase the local production.
For
see,
consumption.
Anytime we want to increase the local production, we bring down the cost of import.
The people will rush to go and buy them.
Not the cost.
Okay.
The volumes,
volumes
that comes in should also be reduced. Then the local one will
Would
also
flood the markets.
But unfortunately, when we are not checking, you understand, there was a time when the made in Ghana rice became a mantra in the country,
Yes.
and everybody was
rushing to
forcing
get
to
it.
have
Yes,
to push made in Ghana rice.
Yeah.
What did we
We've
do?
allowed it to
we
go.
sat down with the Minister of Agric and we told them, look, there's no need to ban. Because when you ban the importation of rice, what you are going to create
Will not be
is
enough.
that only few people can bring in rice. The local one, even when we produce, the price will not go down.
Yes.
But then it will be so that the imported their price, and the price will go up. You create problem. Hunger will rear its head. So we need to bring it down. We said, look, let the production for local rice go up. So anytime we increase the production of the local rice, we bring that same percentage of increase
Yes.
from the import. We reduce that one by the same percentage. So whoever wants to buy rice or import rice, let them buy the local rice. So if you are bringing 100%, 100 bags of imported rice, you reduce it to 80%, 80 bags,
can top up
and
with
then
the
you top
local.
up with the 20%.
Yeah.
If the 20%, the local rice goes up, and you want to bring the imported one, you bring it down. to 70%.
Then this one
Then
picks
local
up
one
the
goes up.
30%.
So we'll keep on closing the gap gradually until the time that
It takes
we
over.
realize that the import rice cannot. So then we allow certain species of rice to come in, the ones that we cannot grow because we have enough. Now we are growing jasmine rice in this country. It's comparable to the imported one.
Yeah.
But the processing, those who are milling the rice, they are milling it.
Yes.
But it has to go through certain technology to ensure that we meet the same as the imported one.
Yes.
The imported rice can be on the shelf for about 4 years. But why can't the local one? Because the local one, what happens is that when we produce, it goes into consumption immediately.
Yeah.
So for us to break that cycle, we need to put in place silos that when we produce the local rice,
go and store
we
them.
can store that rice and then release them for sale after a year or more.
Yes.
And once we do that, you realize that the quality of rice will be comparable to the same as what we are bringing.
Great. So that is support for local
the foreign.
manufacturing and value
You see.
addition. Let's look at incentives for sustainable practices.
So sometimes
a short one
we
on
put in certain policies. Then within the short time, when someone comes in office, we say, well, as for this one, it's a previous administration. So we clear it. When the thing begins to at least find its fit for it to progress, then we take that thing out and then we start bringing in a new policy. And the term of governance is only 4 years. So if you are not lucky to get the 8 years, it means that what you start, that's supposed to become more formidable within the space of 1 year and a half. That policy, another government comes in and then they trade,
Scraps it.
scrap that one away, and then we
brings
have to bring in their own. And theirs will also come in, and it will not see the
also
layer of
last-
life.
it
and
will
then
not last
we
to
go.
the
So we
full
need to have
implementation cycle.
a style of consistency
Yes.
that whatever that we do, the continuity will be there for people to see that, yes, this thing has grown through the year, and therefore it's good for us too. So we can, at this where we fall short, we can then go
And look at the
look
faults
at
of the areas
and then we can
readjust to
adjust
ensure
it
that
in the
it
way that we
becomes-
can
it becomes a
to
success.
move the country
Let me
forward.
touch on one of the expectations that you put across on the 2026 budget, promotion of investment and job creation.
You see, when we say lower taxes,
Yes.
we are not just saying lower them. And lower them for what?
Yes.
So if you are lowering it, sit down with the industrial players. I'm giving you a reduction of 10% cut in
Yes.
taxes. I want to see you in the next 1 year. You'll make that profit. In the next 18 years, your factory that is producing 100,000 metric tons
Yes.
is now going to produce 300,000 metric tons. You expand your company, you employ more people. Because government, you cannot do any employment. You will only employ for the essential areas.
Yes.
So allow the people who are coming out from, the graduates coming out from the schools to find space in these factories. But if the factory is not growing, how do they employ? The best you can do is to sack and
And
then fill.
replace
And it will still mean the same.
the same.
You understand? But
Yeah.
you benchmark the reduction of your taxes with growth. Because you cannot give them money and then we see the money repatriated. Let the money stay in the system to expand the businesses that you want to see expand. So you do that, and then by the next 18 months, if you are in power, you see that the unemployment rate will increase. If it's 1 million today, by the time you leave office, you have more than 2 million people employed. Then what have you done? You have rather moved the country to a different level altogether. So if we are making those demands, we are not just making a demand that has no basis. We have basis for what we are
basis
saying. And therefore, if government listen and they want to implement it, it will be good. But there's nothing like politics. We don't play politics.
At
We are
all.
not
You are part of
politicians.
the national agenda for development, so there's no way you would carry across an information that will not help the system. Now, let's look at the role. You know, we realize that Fabag plays a very important role when it comes to manufacturing and trade, in trade in itself. Now, let's look at the industries that you have under you. What do they carry out some form of social responsibility? It is quite important. social responsibilities of the industries that comes under Fabag?
Okay.
Are your members doing their social
Most of them
responsibility?
are doing that. Everyone has something we call the social responsibility for the environment.
The immediate environment they found themselves.
Within the community that they live.
They find themselves.
If you take a company like Blue Skies, Blue Sky is not only producing and selling and exporting, but within that enclave, they've put in up so many interventions, even for the farmers.
Okay.
For them to be able to produce, make the money that they want, and also sell the same thing that they have financed them to grow
to the
back
company.
to them. And they buy from them. They don't do it for free. They do that. They build schools. They give them potable water.
Okay.
If you take Trillium, for instance, within that community where they are doing the same. If you take Coca-Cola, for instance, what have you heard Coca-Cola do? A lot. Take Trillium, for instance, Blockham, for instance. We hear them financing people with disabled or disability, and then trying to give medical help to so many people, and then financing them in a way. All of them. If you take Malcolm, for instance, donating ambulances to hospitals, building schools, renovating schools, giving arable water to people by providing the pumps and other things. If you take Masma, for instance, they're also doing a lot, giving to charity and all that. So there are a lot that these people are doing. And we encourage them to do. When we have a problem or somebody brings in their request, we forward it to these companies. And you will see that the request that you have given them, they can come together to do it. But one company would want to take up that responsibility just to make sure that they've done it for the betterment of that society or whoever is asking for that. So they do it. And if you take it in totality, I don't know how I will be able to put it, but then it's the best. They are doing their best, and they will continue doing that.
Yes, we expect the industries to carry on their social responsibility. I think that also leads, or otherwise, to the benefit of the immediate community. Like, let's look at sanitation issues, for instance, where an industry is placed. I'm sure it should be able to handle some form of sanitation, activities within the environment. Also taking into consideration security, taking into consideration even lighting systems and all.
It's very important that government create industrial parks as they are promised. And they shouldn't have taken only these governments in doing that. It should have been something that government upon government should have done that. Because if you look at the industrial sector that we have now, most of these industries has now become a residential area. Because they move their facility to a place where they will find a very serene area to produce. But unfortunately, we sold out the lands up to where the facility is. And therefore, it's becoming a big problem.
The community has catch
Pollution is becoming a problem for them. You understand? So government to create the industrial parks will move industry out of residential zones. And we need to protect wherever these facilities have set up. Certain radios should be a no-go area for residential purposes. You understand? If you look at Segleme, for instance, the way it was structured, where the industries are, industry park is, and then where the residential apartments are.
It's far apart.
Far apart. You understand? You look at where the schools are, you look at where the market is. That is how a community should be structured. So that industries do not come springing up in the residential areas. Now, what we have done now, allow these Chinese people who are coming in the name of investment to put their industries within the commercial residential areas, which is not right. Areas have been demarcated for industrial sector. Let them move into that area. If they come in, they say they are coming to do industry, and you find them in the industrial sector, approval should not be given
at all.
But we grant them approvals, and we grant them because we realize that once they do that, within the even community that they are, If the transformer that is serving that
community
yes, is not strong enough, this factory alone
will take all the
power. And these people will be grappling with, struggling with energy.
Electricity, yes.
So it's very important that we look at the way we structure our industrial setup so that we move them from the residential areas
to industrial parks
so that we can really protect and then expand these businesses. Because if a business is situated in a residential area and they want to expand, how do they expand? How do they expand?
Moreover, they also cause certain nuisances like noise making, pollution, and all that to the
so there's a lot that we need to look at. Certain things we really have to go back and look at the policies again.
And I believe government is listening, and all other stakeholders who are important in this particular matter are listening, and they'll make sure that we take the right steps to ensure that industries are well situated to avoid pollution within our environment. In recent times, we've been talking about climatic change, and I think it's quite important in this era. Now, Mr. Samuel Atu-Agri, let us go to a more current and sensitive area. It has to do with food security and what is happening in our country now, more especially in the mining areas. Galamsey, how can we guarantee our food security?
It's most unfortunate. Galamsey is not something new. Over the years, they've been doing it. But how do they do it without disturbing the environment? But unfortunately, now, we have people traveling across other countries coming in here to destroy our environment for us. We can't even stop them. That is why other people are calling for national security or the president to declare state of emergency. Because what they are doing, and if you look at the level of pollution within our water bodies, very soon, for me, if we don't stop it immediately, the next 5 years, water will be a problem for us. The water that we are buying for 4 cities today, no matter how the city becomes, we may buy water even for 10 cities per bottle.
But you can't do anything about
water to buy. You understand? Because what they are doing now, let me tell you, the water recycles. Even from our homes, after bathing, the water goes through the gutter, find a stream or a lagoon somewhere, goes into that lagoon. The lagoon naturally will filter that water and it goes underground, finds its way into the sea. When it gets into the sea, clear water, not salty water, it's in the sea, all right. But it finds itself another way back onto land, underground. And then it comes on the ground. And people also do what? Underground boreholes and all that.
That's how you can tap.
What we are doing from the top is polluting the water underground. Because the cyanide that we are putting in the water, we cannot clean them. The heavy metals, you can't clean them. So if Ghana Water is telling you that I'm giving you clean water to drink, we see the water is very clear. But unfortunately, there are certain things that your eye cannot see. And those are the heavy metals. And how much heavy metals are permissible in the water that we drink? If you take a borehole water and you analyze it, all the metals that we see, they are in there. The copper, the magnesium, the granite, all the things that you see, you'll find them there. But they are within certain range that will not be harmful to anybody. But when it goes beyond, that is what we call the heavy metals. So those ones cannot be cleaned. It cannot be refined. So if we don't do something to stop the galamsey, unfortunately, it's going to have a heavy toll on this country. And therefore, who are doing this galamsey, I would urge them, you need to stop. Because what you are doing, you are not only hurting our environment, but then you're also hurting the very people that are not born today. Those who will come, your own children that you are going to have tomorrow. Today, you look for the money, it's okay for you. But what will happen tomorrow to your own children is unimaginable. So please, we must put an end to this galamsey fight. And therefore, it will be good for all of us. We should walk into our environment, some areas, for us to see that galamsey has been stopped. The pits that have been dug are covered. But it also lies heavy toll on the minister fighting this galamsey. They are doing a very good job. But I'll beg on them, please, once you take over those lands, try to cover up those lands and let them put trees in there so that at least nobody will walk in the future through the forest and they'll be falling into pits and they will die. We need to cover up all those
pits.
And then make sure
I think a strategy must really be adopted to ensure that we put an end or otherwise minimize this galamsey menace. On that note, I'd like to say a very big thank you. It's for coming.
But just before we go, let me also urge our consumers, those within the space of finding themselves within this festive season, that whatever that you buy, be very careful what you are consuming and what you are buying home. Even if it's fresh vegetables, be sure that you are not picking them on the ground in the market. If they are not on the tables, don't buy them. If something that you need to consume and they are packed, check about the dates. Check on the product whether they are dented or not before you buy them. If you go to the supermarkets, check the dates and check whether you are buying a dented product or near to expired product so that you can be informed of what you are buying for your consumption. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. From the foregone discussions, one can say that food and beverage sector is not only central to Ghana's daily food consumption, but also central in trade, employment, and economic stability. The work of Fabag, Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, in navigating regulatory challenges, ensuring consumer protection, and advocating for fair marketplace is essential to national development. To our guests, we say thank you for your insights, and we are most grateful for coming to Walatu, Walasa. And to our viewers, we say thank you for staying with us. Walatu, Walasa wishes you a lovely Christmas season. Now, let's take a look at what I have on my table. I'm sure many of you are admiring and wondering what it symbolizes. This is Walatu, Walasa's campaign against illegal mining in Ghana, popularly known as galamsey. Walatu Walasa is appealing to the conscience of all those involved in this brutal act, right from the top of operations to the lowest person involved in galamsey, to take a look into the future of our country, Ghana, and put a stop to this act that will destroy our beloved country, Ghana. We are calling for responsible mining, which we believe falls within the environmental balance of our country, Ghana. Ghana needs clean water, and that is what the mystery pipe, Mr. Agyo, you can touch it. It's clean water.
I can feel it.
That is what the mystery pipe is saying. We need clean water.
I can see the quality of it.
Tomorrow. The dirty water that we are seeing now, the polluted water, is not the best for us. Let us think through this and make sure that we put a stop to galamsey. I leave you with this quote. The environment is no one's property to destroy. It is everyone's responsibility to protect. Thank you for staying with us on Walatu Walasa, where we keep the spirit of work and dignity alive. Work hard, stay focused, be productive, and on a very good day, don't break the rules. See you again next week. Bye-bye.
Walatu Walasa,